Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights brings you the Southern Lakes Conference opener tonight from Waterford High School, Waterford, Wisconsin. The Wolverines taking on the Badgers of Lake Geneva. John Weiser, Terry Kelly with you. Mike McGivern, our third member of our crew, will be along with us in just a couple of minutes. We're just about set for action here tonight. These two teams have battled it out last 6 years. The conference title has come down between one of these two teams and this ball game. Lake Geneva winning the last 3 in this series.
Yeah, it's a pivotal game for both teams. There are 4 teams that are figuring into the race. So one team's going to be 1-0, one's 0-1.
The United States Army Color Guard presenting our colors here tonight as we get set for our national anthem, which will be performed by an alumna of Waterford High School, Savannah Schrader, part of that music program here under the direction of Derek Mahan, the music director here at Waterford High School.
If you are able, please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem being performed tonight by 2016 Waterford graduate Savannah Schrader.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red river bursting in air came free through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nicely done, Savannah Schrader, a 2016 graduate of Waterford Union High School.
That's one of the wonderful things about visiting all these schools, because you not only see sports, you see the music programs, dance squads, pom-pom, the cheerleaders, all the kids getting involved.
Let's take a look at our Heiser Automotive Group keys to the ball game tonight, Terry. How do we have it drawn up?
Well, for Lake Geneva Badger, they have to get some momentum. They have struggled all year maintaining drives. They need to also cut down on turnovers. They've not been good keeping the ball, and their running backs have to stay healthy. At one point last week, they had no running backs.
For Waterford tonight, what's it going to do what do they need to do to get a victory here?
They want to win the possession battle in terms of running time off the clock. That's how you neutralize a wishbone team. They need to splits to stop the option attack. And Coach Bakken felt his team has to learn how to compete for the whole game. He said they were better last week than they were the first week, but he wants to see that continued improvement.
Our keys to the game brought to you by Heiser Automotive Group. Today's your day. And what an evening we've got out here in western Racine County. Temperatures in the 70s, not a cloud in the sky. Perfect evening for high school football here in southeast Wisconsin.
The field is in beautiful shape. The maintenance staff here at Waterford High School has done a fantastic job taking care of this, especially when you consider all the rain we've had, how they've kept the field up.
Wolverines won the toss. They have deferred, so they will kick off. Badger will receive, defending the south end zone to our left here tonight. Wolverines in the green, Badger in the white unis tonight. There's our look at our officiating crew headed up by Brian Henson, our referee tonight.
It'll be interesting to see who's exactly back to receive the kick tonight, because Coach Hensler wasn't quite sure until game time who was going to be healthy.
Hodkovich, the junior, is the deep man. Looks like Lininger is back there as well for Badger. Mike Duranda Jr. will get this one underway. And this will be Frank Gentile, the returner. Got back to the 20-yard line, and he's driven back by a host of Wolverines led by Weston Piddlecow in on the tackle.
Coach Bakken has got a very tough defense that's really been coming along, and a number of all-conference selections from a year ago playing for him.
Now let's see the wishbone attack here for Matt Hensler, the head coach, offensive coordinator for Badger. And they have struggled. Injuries have pretty much knocked out their top 3 running backs. I think they all went out within a series of plays in the first quarter last week.
Right, and that's one of the reasons we featured 2 of his offensive linemen. He feels they have to control that line of scrimmage, give these backs a chance tonight just to kind of try to get their feet accustomed to the whole level of play.
Grant Dumais, the junior quarterback. Hunter Rosinski is the fullback. 1st and 10 from the 16. Fullback gets the call. And not much there. Good stout defense by Waterford on that first offensive series. Here's the offense for the Badgers. We mentioned Dumais. Then you look at that offensive line, Daniel, Hirth, Stackpool, who goes both ways. Friend we featured in our pregame, along with Annan and at the right tackle. Lininger, the tight end. Connor Love, the split end. Bahena is the running back. Rosinski is the fullback. Jordan Hodges is in the lineup here tonight. He is expected to play. 2nd down and 7. Again, up the middle, that's Rosinski, the fullback, gets the 1st down. Very close to it anyways on that first play. Willie Ketterhagen, the safety, able to make the stop for Waterford as we set the defense for the Wolverines tonight. A 44 look, Middlestat, Deschler, Biggs, and Madek up front. Cavelli, Pittlecow, Lilla, and Webb, your linebackers. Zielinski at corner, along with Rowe, and then Ketterhagen there. All-conference safety, 2nd team all-conference from a year ago. 1st and 10. Again, they'll run it up the middle, something that Waterford really struggled with in practice this week, Terry.
Yeah, when we watched them, they were talking about a couple things they're going to have to do. They feel they're maybe going to have to do some blitzing to come through the holes instead of trying to read things. And Hunter Rosinski has been the workhorse for Badger all year. Got 130 yards last week and a touchdown.
Gain of 8 on the play. 2nd down, we'll call it a long 2 at the 35. First possession here of our ball game. Send a man in motion, got movement up front. Waterford jumped the line of scrimmage, I believe. Let's see. Ryan Henson is our referee tonight.
Fine. Raj, we got defense here, okay? Dead ball foul, encroachment on the
Go against the
defense.
Wolverines.
Before the man went in the motion.
Results in a 1st down for Lake Geneva Badger.
Things that drive coaches mad, those offside penalties.
And Rosinski is the fullback. He'll get the call, trying to go up the middle. Fights forward across the 40 to the 43-yard line, a pickup of 3. Deschler, the defensive lineman, along with Pittlecow, the linebacker, in on the stop for Waterford.
You know, one of the things we commented on as we watched Waterford practice, there's no way the scout team is as proficient at running the option offense as Badger's going to be, and that's one of the things I think Coach Hensel was commenting on. Their kids' familiarity with this offense could help them.
2nd 6, ball to 44 for Lake Geneva Badger. And they'll give it to Hodges, and Hodges wrapped up in the backfield, lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. It was Pittlecow who got in there immediately in the backfield for the stop.
Yeah, you saw there the blitz, and as Coach Bakken talked about, he said, you know, that's how we're going to get our kids in the right position. If we get a little further into the season, then we're going to be able to read and react a little bit better. But right now, we're going to put them where we think that ball's going.
3rd and 4 for the Badgers, just across their own 45-yard line. Fake, Dumais will pitch it back. With the ball, that's Rice. And Rice hammered as he got to that far sideline. Willie Ketterhagen dropping the lumber over there on that far sideline for the Wolverines.
Yeah, you can see why Ketterhagen earned all conference honors last year. He missed last week's game. They held him out because he had bruised the shoulder the previous week.
4th and 1. Badgers will go for it here. Dumais lines them up. Rice faking in motion. Will reset. They give it to the fullback. Second effort, it's Dumais who pulled it out. Dumais will take it inside the 15, brought down at the 7-yard line. Eric Rowe chasing him down from behind. It'll go as a 43-yard run for the quarterback, Grant Dumais. At the last second, pulled that ball out of the fullback Brzezinski's belly.
And that's what happens with that option offense is you keep hammering your fullback. Pretty soon, no matter what you've told your kids, they're not going to read their key. They're going to go where they think the ball is rather than where it's going.
Walked away from Monday's practice. That was echoing in my head. That's what Coach Bakken kept instilling in his defense all Monday afternoon. 1st and goal from the 7. Brzezinski, the fullback, line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Stacked up nicely, Boyd Biggs. Biggs, one of the two-way players, one of only a couple two-way players here for Adam Bakken this season.
Yeah, second team all-conference a year ago, 6'2", 240, good size. One of the things, if you look carefully, when Lake Geneva comes up to the line of scrimmage, they play with their splits between guys, trying to create some extra seams.
2nd and goal from the 7. Hodges on a wing. He's in motion. Give us to the fullback. Brzezinski fumbled the football inside the 5, and no official signal yet. It is Waterford ball. Brzezinski fumbled. Boy, that's the other storyline with Badger this season, Terry.
An amazing statistic. A year ago in 11 games, Lake Geneva Badger only had 7 turnovers. In their first 2 games this season, they've already had 7. Now they've just added to that. And, you know, if you're primarily a running team and you can't hold on to the ball, you're shooting yourself in the foot.
The first man threw off that defensive end. That might have been Biggs who knocked that ball out of the hands of the fullback, Hunter Brzezinski. It happened to Badger twice last week against Kenosha Bradford in the red zone. They lost 2 costly fumbles trying to get back into that ball game against Bradford.
Yeah, you have a nice drive going. You hate to have it not come to fruition.
First look at the Waterford offense. Handed off. Coming around the right end. It was Miller, Dominic Miller. 6-foot junior. Drew Laskowski in on the stop. Here's the Wolverine offense tonight. Schauer at quarterback. Good offensive line. Francisco, Ox, Gossel, Pye, and Biggs. Another Mastrocola on this roster. It seems like the last 8 years there's been a Mastrocola out here playing football.
Every time we do a game, there's a Mastrocola.
Zielinski, Miller, Larson, and Kempkin rounding out that offense for Adam Bakken. 2nd down and 10 for the Wolverines. In motion is Zielinski to the far side, and they'll give it fullback dive out across the 5, maybe the 6-yard line. Nathan Kramer, middle linebacker, in on the stop for the Badgers. Let's head down to our 3rd member of our crew tonight, Mr. Mike McGivern.
So, guys, defensive coordinator and coaches here at Waterford talking about your keys. They said slowly, quietly, hey, look, remember the keys that we talked about. Make sure that you continue to keep on your keys. Quit hitting the guy without the ball. Let's take the guy down who has the ball. Very interesting over here, boys.
Very good, Mike. Thank you very much. 3rd down and 6. They'll run that counter play, struggling out to about the 10-yard line, maybe just short of the 1st down. Tanner Keller on the carry. Gentile, the strong safety, with the stop.
Keller a year ago led the entire Southern Lakes Conference in rushing with, had himself 36 rushes. He had over 1,259 yards last year as a sophomore, 16 touchdowns.
This will be 4th and 1 for Waterford. They're going to punt it away. Tanner Keller does the punt. This will be an interesting formation here. Watch how this works. He's going to just straight kick it. We were watching last week as catching it on the fly here is Hatkovic. Hatkovic wrapped up immediately shy of the 38-yard line. We will take our commercial break here. No score in Waterford tonight. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Scoreless in Waterford tonight. Hello, Waterford. See the Miami-Dade, Florida Police Department's Crime Scene Investigations Unit in action this season as they solve crimes that other departments can't. Don't miss CSI Miami Friday nights this fall on My 24. Badger, their second possession tonight, a good starting point from the 38-yard line.
A critical stop for them after having fumbled.
This will be first carry tonight. Cole Gaber Pullen, the fullback, 6', 222 for a couple. Hey, want to remind you that tonight's Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights available streaming live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com and click on the TNL link. You can also find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. That's right on my24milwaukee.com. And again, a reminder, rebroadcast on Sunday evening here on My24. Again, nice play. Again, the defense, interior line for the Wolverines ready for that fullback.
Yeah, Gaber Pullen wasn't somebody that Coach Hensler had told us about. He's actually a defensive lineman and was working with that group at practice this week.
Well, the Wishbone team here behind the chains facing a 3rd and 8. Dumais gets them set. Wants to pass. First pass of the game. Man open, but overshot him. Mitch Rice out of the backfield was the open receiver. But again, Dumais overshot his target, bringing up 4th down.
Coach Hensler is not one to throw the ball. Matter of fact, the kid's about his father. If he starts throwing more than 10 times a game, he's going to be out of the will. But, you know, this has been, that's a strength of their offense over the years.
Badger will punt here. Dumais, the quarterback, does the punting for Lake Geneva. Tanner Keller inside the 10-yard line. Badgers were late getting a lineman on the field. Dumais will to Keller, who will fair catch at the 9. So Wolverines will get their second possession here tonight.
Yeah, we noticed.
Coming up later tonight, we'll highlight an important point in the game as our watershed moment. That feature being brought to you by Sweetwater, Southeast Wisconsin Watersheds Trust.
We noticed a couple seconds ago that Hunter Rosinski was over on the sideline working with the trainer. It looked like he had some kind of injury to his hand. It seemed like they were getting some ice on it. That's why they had to replace the fullback.
Not another injury, not something Coach Hensler needs in that backfield. Now Schauer will lead them up, 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. The toss, Miller coming near side, across the 10, gets to the 15-yard line where he is brought down there. Chasing him down, Brett Adams, outside linebacker, coming across to make the play.
Did a very nice job playing off that block. He was a second-team all-conference player last year, had 81 tackles during the year.
Gain of 7 sets up a 2nd and 3 just across the 16-yard line. Zielinski split far right. Tight with the slot here on the near side, and they'll run the double handoff to Keller. Keller sidestepping. Gets out across the 30, still on his feet, out to the 35-yard line. Tanner Keller, the junior running back, showing that strength. First team all-conference a year ago.
Little misdirection set that up, a little inside handoff back to Keller. We watch him as he keeps his feet moving here. Cuts up, plants his feet, little quick side step, keeps chugging along.
Christian Nickel with the tackle. But a gain of 19 and a first down for the Wolverines. Our first downs this quarter brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Keller again. Out to the 41-yard line. He's able to step out of a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Kramer, the inside linebacker, Nathan Kramer with the stop.
Yeah, as you watch, Keller run, you can see he's always a step away from breaking it. Coach Hensler thought that Waterford had an excellent combination of size and speed this year.
Stay tuned. At the end of the game tonight, we'll highlight our player of the game, brought to you by the United States Army, Army Strong. 2nd and 3 from the 42. Coming in motion is McCulloch, and they'll hand it off. Fullback dive that time, out to about the 45-yard line. Close to another first down. Dominic Miller on the carry. Again, Christian Nickel on the tackle.
He put his pads down and just kept driving forward.
Hayden Foreman checking in now defensively for Badger. As you get a look at Adam Bakken and his quarterback, very simple. After every play, Schauer comes to the sideline. Adam Bakken will give him the play.
Yeah, Bakken switching over to the offensive coordinator position this year. He's worked with the defense rest of the time he's been here at Waterford.
1st and 10 from their own 46. In motion is Keller. They'll fake the handoff. Schauer throws, dumps it out to Keller. Complete inside the 40. Keller on his feet to the 30-yard line before he's ushered out of bounds. Brandon Bernardo, the cornerback, got him to the turf. Big gain, big hit on their first pass play tonight.
You're not going to see Waterford ever fill the air with the football, but they do have a number of patterns taking advantage of a couple of very good receivers as well as Tanner out of the backfield.
23-yard pickup by Keller on that pass reception. Again, thank you tonight to Dan for providing wonderful food each week for our Thursday Night Lights staff and crew. That spicy chicken wings tonight was very scrumptious. Check them out at dandanmilwaukee.com for their complete menu and delivery options. First down, and they run on first down. Aaron Larson, the fullback, getting his first carry tonight, 5'6", a junior. Christian Nickel, a busy man tonight, making another stop.
Yeah, they kind of lull you to sleep with Keller and Dominic Miller, and all of a sudden they give it a real quick hitter to the fullback going up the gut.
Gain of 6, 2nd and 4. Zielinski split here to the near side. Larson in the backfield, 2 wings. Wing in motion. And it's going to be fumble on the play, on the exchange, and the Badgers have come away with it. I don't know if there was a problem on the snap, but it was Carter Lazzaroni who recovered the fumble.
Have to see if we see this on the replay.
Never got there.
And the ball squirted out upfield.
Adam Gossel, the center, and the quarterback, Joe Schauer, could not connect. So each team with a turnover here in this first quarter. Badger gets the football back at their own 26-yard line with 1:12 to go here in the quarter. Again, Cole Gaber pulling in there. At the fullback spot, he gets the call for a gain of about 2. Rhett Deschler able to make the stop for Waterford.
Yeah, without Rosinski in there is to drive it up the middle, they're going to have to try to keep him honest using Gaber pulling, but then they're going to have to find a way to get that ball out to their pitch man to get this offense to get upfield.
Pickup of 2, 2nd down, 8, ball at the 24-yard line. They'll run the option, the pitch into the backfield, into the hands of Rice, and he is met and buried inside the 15-yard line. Joe Cavelli got in there, honorable mention all conference, read that play beautifully to make the stop.
Kept his position. He knew what his responsibility was. He had the pitch man. You know, as a defensive coach, you're talking to your kids continually. Who do you have? Do you have dive? Do you have QB? Do you have pitch? And that time, you saw Waterford execute well.
Loss of 8, 3rd and 16. We'll see if Coach Hensler runs out the clock here, which he will do. Our first quarter tonight in the books in Waterford this evening. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular, scoreless after 1. Scoreless battle tonight in the Southern Lakes Conference. Lake Geneva Badger and Wolverines tangling tonight. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights. Glad you're with us tonight from Waterford. 3rd down and 16 for Lake Geneva Badger. And they're going to throw. DeMay wants to swing it out. Completes the pass here near side. Connor Love with some running room across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. 18-yard pickup and a first down. Willie Ketterhagen with the stop.
You know, Coach Hensler was actually kind of apologetic in terms of passing. He says, why should we pass? We've only completed 5 of 19 so far this year. But he knows, you know, if they're going to take away the run, he's got to be able to take advantage of what they're giving him to the outside.
It's Connor Clifford in there now at quarterback and not DeMay. Number 7 running the show here at quarterback.
And Rosinski is back in there at the fullback position.
He'll get the call on the fullback dive, and that's stuffed immediately as we head to the sideline once again, and Mike McGivern.
So, boys, a quarterback for Waterford came over to the offensive line, and he said, guys, you guys are doing great. He said, that one was on me. It's not going to happen again. You keep taking care of your business up front, and we'll get in the end zone. Pretty impressed with the quarterback from Waterford, him taking control of that.
Joe Schauer, one of the captains on this team as well for Waterford. No gain on the play, 2nd down, 10. And again, it's the quarterback, Clifford, wrapped up from behind. Jumping in there was Jake Middlestead. Middlestead, the senior, able to make the stop.
Yeah, we featured Jake as one of our players to watch. Very solid player, excellent size, 6'2", 240 at that defensive end.
Mike McGivern with some sharp observations on the sideline, and all season long we have the opportunity to talk with our sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines. Our sideline reports brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Loss of 2, 3rd and 12 for Lake Geneva. Clifford again wants to throw, comes back near side, ball in the air. It is juggled and caught inside the 35, down to the 31-yard line. Once again, it's Connor Love with the catch. Zielinski and Kempkin making the tackle.
Excellent concentration at that time. Coach Hensler maybe was sandbagging us a little bit with about the passing, but you've got to take what they're giving you.
Another look here. Beautifully thrown ball right over the defender on the back shoulder. That's where you want it. Down to the Waterford 31-yard line. First downs this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Again, the Wolverines stuffed the run. On the carry that time was Rosinski. Lilla on the stop for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Waterford's adjusted to that fullback dive portion of this offense rather well.
Again, comes down to reading your keys. Who you think has the ball doesn't have the ball. Mitch Rice in motion will reset on the wing. Hadkevich is split out to the right side. They'll toss it to Rice coming around the left side with some blocking room inside the 25 near the 22-yard line. Middlestead able to chase him down.
I don't think we can probably pick it up with our camera, but you can hear Coach Hensler. They come up to the line, checks the defense, and then they give an adjustment based on Waterford's alignment. Excellent cut that time.
Gain of 8 brings up 3rd and 2 for the Badgers at the Waterford 23-yard line. Brzezinski, the fullback, nowhere to go as he is stuffed at the line of scrimmage again. Lilla and Madak, Jake Madak, the junior, on that defensive end near side, able to make the stop. So now you lose a couple, 4th and 3 here. Look for the hard count here as well. They were able to get Waterford to jump earlier in that first quarter and get a first down out of it.
Too far for the field goal, and they're in no man's land as far as trying to punt it. So
Clifford will toss to the wing, coming around the near side. That is Hodges, and Hodges close to a first down. Jake Middlestedt able to make the tackle, I should say, for Waterford. They haven't moved the sticks yet here. Adam Bakken pleading his case to the line judge here. They'll bring the chains in for a measurement. As the chains come in, we can tell you our Salvation Army doing the most good. Feature highlights tonight highlights Angela Swinehart. She is a field representative for the Salvation Army in southeastern Wisconsin. She'd like to remind you all that you can help in doing the most good for the Salvation Army by donating. Take advantage of 2 opportunities. Number 1, drop off non-perishable food items in the Salvation Army barrel at any of our Thursday Night Lights locations, or text TNL to 41444, and it will take you to the online donation page. Doing the most good in our community is the Salvation Army. And we'll stretch the chains. And by 1 stripe of the football, it is a first down for Badger. By the nose of the pigskin. Much to the chagrin of the home crowd here tonight on Parents' Night.
Well, Badger knew they have to get some consistency. They have to build that momentum. And if you're going to be a successful wishbone option type team, you need to drive that ball.
So a fresh set of downs here for Badger. 1st and 10 at the Waterford 21. Again, the give is to Brzezinski, the senior fullback. Not much there, maybe a yard. Boyd Biggs credited with the tackle for Waterford.
And one of the things we should probably say is we're not going to see Badger line up in that traditional wishbone. They're doing the wing version of that. But you can also see the quarterback trying to read that tackle, sometimes the end, depending on what the play is, to see whether he's giving it and keeping it. Ride that out.
Hodges and Rice, your wings. Rice to the right side, Hodges to the left side. Rice in motion will get the toss. Coming around the edge and runs right into the defensive end at the line of scrimmage. It was the outside linebacker, actually Adam Webb, who made the stop. The junior. Player that Adam Bakken feels is really starting to put his year together here the last couple of games.
Yeah, he had gone out a couple plays before and just came back into the game. And he really thought as a junior he was really developing.
So 3rd and 8 for Badger. Under 7 minutes to go, first half. And both these teams run dominant. They'll melt that clock before you know it. This is Dumais back in there now, wants to toss it out. Man open, completion inside the 10. That was Hotkovich with the catch. Eric Rowe with the stop.
He just got himself just beyond the sticks that time, made that catch.
And again, just enough for the first down. Had to get it across the 11-yard line. Needed 8, got 8.5 on that catch. So this will be a 1st and 10, I believe. They can get just short of the goal line and pick up a first down. Again, our first downs this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. In motion is Hodges. He'll get the toss far side. Head of steam down to the 5-yard line. Ketterhagen rode him out of bounds.
Hodges was one of those backs that was questionable coming into tonight's game.
You can see he's still favoring that leg.
Favoring the ankle that I think it was early on in the game with Bradford where he went out.
Yeah, in a span of, I think Coach Henzer was saying in a span of like 10 plays, he lost his 2 running backs last week against Bradford. From just short of the 5, Rosinski pulls his way forward down to the 2. Jake Madak with the tackle for Waterford. Short of the first down, it'll bring up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle that time. They faked the pitch, gave it to the fullback going up the gut.
Ball inside the 5, officially at the 3. Get it inside the 2-yard line for the first down. Dumais, tight split, dives forward. No signal yet. Dumais just going right behind center that time, and James Stackpool, 2-year starter on that offensive line. That's one of the guys you want to get behind. So it is enough for a first down. It'll bring up 1st and goal, right on the goal line coming at you.
Yeah, a couple years ago, it was Dumais' brother running this offense, and last year Dumais did not get much time. They had an excellent running offense last year, and both the quarterback and running back for Badger graduated. So this is a brand new group coming in here.
5.5 minutes to go. Badger knocking on the door. 1st and goal from inside the 1. Again, Dumais. Second effort into the end zone for the touchdown.
A very nice surge there by the offensive line. As you watch this, you'll see as they come off the ball. And you had commented earlier how Coach Bakken was not pleased with how his team was reacting in practice to the inside run game.
So Dumais, the 1-yard run, gives Badger the early lead. This will be Dumais who will kick the extra point. High snap, Clifford gets it down, kick on the way, and it just makes it inside the right upright. 7-0 Badger in Waterford tonight. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular.
Don't know where Tadeo.
Badger goes 70 yards on 17 plays. They lead it 7-0. When a star high school football player from South Central is recruited to play for Beverly Hills High School, 2 separate worlds collide. It's All-American starting October 10th on Milwaukee's CW18. And this one will drift into the end zone for a touchback. And not the regular kicker we were expecting to see tonight.
No, matter of fact, their regular kicker was an all-conference selection a year ago, but his primary sport is soccer, and the Badger soccer team is playing tonight. But all of a sudden, you see Dumais step in there, fill the void very nicely. Excellent job putting that ball down so he could complete that kick.
Dumais with the 1-yard run, nearly 9 minutes of game time taken off by that 17-play drive. Waterford from their own 20. Joe Schauer, the quarterback, hands it off. Fight his way forward was Larson, Aaron Larson, the fullback. Friend on the stop, the defensive tackle for Badger. So gain of 3, 2nd down 7 at the 23-yard line. And Waterford, I should say Badger drove on their first drive, got it inside the 10, fumbled. Waterford had a drive going, they coughed it up. Fake the pitch, Schauer wants to throw, now it breaks down. Schauer's gonna have to take it upfield, and he will struggle to get to the 20-yard line. Be a loss of 3. Connor Love showing some love there for the Badger defense, taking down Shower.
You could see it away from the quarterback's role. Tanner Keller was running that wheel pattern that he scored on a week ago. But the pressure got in there, forced him out of the pocket. And Badger, I think, is surprising a few people with how they're competing tonight.
So a loss of 3, 3rd and 10, ball back to the 20-yard line for the Wolverines. Under 4 minutes to go here in this first half, trailing 7-0. Fake the draw, wide open over the middle, he's got his man, catch is made, down the field. Breaks a tackle, Ketterhagen inside the 10-yard line. Will Ketterhagen and a 70-yard pass reception. Lazzaroni saved 6 points for the Badgers.
Ketterhagen showing that he can do well on both sides of the ball here.
Nice job by Shower to sell the fake, and Ketterhagen wide open. First and goal inside the 10 for the Wolverines. Fullback gets the call. Keller inside the 5, takes down the umpire in the process. Stop made by Brett Adams.
Joe Shower was the starting quarterback all last year, a lot of good experience, and now Coach Bakken thought he was a little underrated by many of the other coaches around the league. He's got excellent size, 6'4", 205. He says, don't be surprised if you see him run every now and then, a quarterback draw. He said, everybody wants to watch our 2 other backs, but.
Second and goal from the 3. Keller into the end zone for the touchdown. Tanner Keller, 4th touchdown of the season for Keller. And the Wolverines respond.
And we said one of the keys to the game, as far as Waterford was concerned, they want to compete for the whole game. And at the beginning of the game, maybe they were looking past an 0-2 Badger team, but they responded quickly there.
Mastrocola to snap, Shower on the hold, Mike Durand for the extra point. Low snap, Shower got it down, kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So Waterford responds, an 80-yard drive, 70 of them credited to Will Ketterhagen on that beautiful pass play over the middle. Let's head downstairs, John Pearson.
Just an amazing night, a great drive right there, but the drive of the Salvation Army to do the most good continues. Angela Swinehart, I'd say what area you covered, but it's 10 counties. I don't have time. Let's talk about how important this is, and what are you guys trying to make sure people understand that you're heading towards this year?
Yeah, so here in Western Racine County, thank you again for doing this food collection for us. So all the food stays local to help families in need, which is a big part of our mission for Salvation Army. Here in Western Racine County, we also do emergency assistance to people that need help. Someone needs help with rent, utilities, we are there to help them, keep them on their feet. Really give a good, God's touch to people that need some extra help.
Okay, we always know about the bell ringers, but you want to make sure you're on people's minds all year long. Yeah. How important is being out at something like this, like Thursday Night Lights, where people might not expect to see the Salvation Army?
Yep, especially here in this area. We don't have a physical office, so it's really nice to get out here, do this kind of work. People see our banners, they're seeing our food barrel. They know that we're present here in every zip code in Wisconsin.
All right, reach out to your local Salvation Army, and wherever Angela is, she's really pleasant, guys, so come find her.
All right, John, thank you very much. And you can text TNL to 41444. It'll take you to the online donation page. There it is on your screen. Gentile with the return out across the 30-yard line for the Badgers. 2:34 remaining in the half. Tie game here, 7-7.
Clock flies when you're having grind them out offenses, or the quick strike that we saw Waterford hit on.
Toss to Hodges around the right side. Hodges breaks a tackle at the 35 and takes it out shy of the 40-yard line. Gain of 9 on the play for Jordan Hodges, the junior, fighting off an ankle injury.
They've been doing that pitch to Hodges, getting him to the outside rather than having him go up into the line and maybe get himself rolled up on.
Stepped out of bounds. They'll mark him out at the 38. So about a 2nd and 4 upcoming here for Badger. And the fullback dive stopped. For the most part, Wolverines have had that play figured out.
Right, once they got past those first initial plays of the game, they've taken that away from them. Badger, to their credit, has found some wrinkles with that pitch as well as a little bit of a passing game.
I would suspect if the Wolverines got to stop here, they might take a timeout. Get that ball back here late in this first half. Pitch to the outside, nowhere to go. Breaks out of a tackle. Nice step by Mitch Rice to step out of that tackle at the 40-yard line. That second effort got him the first down before Madek was there to make the tackle.
And maybe more importantly, not going to let the ball get turned over to Waterford again.
Nice little effort that time by Mitch Rice. 1st and 10. Under a minute to go here in the first half. Met in the backfield and driven down. Hodges meet Jacob Lilla, inside linebacker for the Wolverines.
And once again, there was one of those blitzes we talked about that Waterford was going to employ, clog up the offense.
This week on Faith in the Zone, former Major League pitcher Brian Holman joins Mike McGivern and Pastor Ken Keltner to discuss his faith and how it's affected his life professionally and personally. Faith in the Zone, Sundays at 8 a.m. and again at 8 p.m. only on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. Pass is complete, far side. Connor Love with the catch. Joe Cavelli with the stop. He's going to be stopped shy of the first down, and Badger will take a timeout with 17 seconds to go here in the half.
Well, both teams, contrary to a couple of things that we said early on, have gone to the pass and have had some success with it. So, you know, that's, I think, a credit to the coaches. If you're taking away their bread and butter, they're going to find a way to adjust and get that ball moving.
You know, both coaches were quick to point out at practice this week that these are teams that aren't built to be down 2-3 scores in a game. They find it very difficult to have to fight back because they don't throw the ball often enough to be confident enough to complete the passes when they need to.
And you can see how the clock has just flown by this first half with both these teams trying to grind it out on the ground with the occasional pass thrown in there.
Again, school not in session until Tuesday. So week 3 of the high school football season. With the students out. Still a great crowd here tonight in Waterford. Big down here, 3rd and 3 from the 46. Connor Clifford wants to throw. Wide open was the man here on the near side. Hodges is running back. Second time tonight, Hodges left wide open, and the quarterback unable to find him. So another timeout taken here by Badger. Their second. They have 1 remaining. Intended for Hodges. Defender out there was Willie Ketterhagen, who made that nice 70-yard reception to set up that touchdown drive previously for Waterford.
And with only 14 seconds left on the clock, you know, it's hard to get inside the mind of Matt Hensler, which is an interesting place to be to begin with. Coach Hensler, one of the real characters, but he's been so successful at Lake Geneva, has done an amazing job over the year. 9-2 last year, undefeated in the conference, lost in the second round to Franklin. You know, he's got an 87-38 record since he's come to Badger.
There you saw Adam Bakken, head coach for Waterford, talking to his defense. The Cliff Note version of that is that we get the ball back, we've got some time here if they can make a stop. He knows he's got 3 timeouts left, and perhaps get that ball inside the 30. Perhaps try a Durand field goal here. But again, it all hinges on this play here. 4th and 3 for Badger.
4th and 3.
And it's Connor Clifford. He is rotated in with Grant DeMay tonight. We'll go with a slot here to the near side. 2 receivers. Clifford, quick drop. Pumps once, comes back. Man out there, can't get to the football. Incomplete. Intended for Jacob Schmela, the exchange student, getting his first action tonight for Lake Geneva Badger.
And he got to Lake Geneva late. He came from Czechoslovakia about 2+ weeks ago. He came in because they haven't started school yet. And he had some connection with football back in Czechoslovakia. They do play some football. And Coach Hessler said he has really caught on.
Now with 9 seconds left, let's see what the Wolverines will do here. Try and take a shot, perhaps. Looks like they will. Single back. 4 receivers. Trips here to the near side for Schauer. They're going to run the draw play here. Tanner Keller fights his way forward, still on his feet, wrestled down across the 40. Clock will stop with 1 second left here. Now let's see if Adam Bakken will take a timeout, which he will, with 1 second left. Again, if you're Keller, you're trying to fight for that extra yardage, but at the same time, you got to realize you don't want to have the clock expire on you.
And you always, as we said in the first quarter, just watching Keller, feet are constantly moving, constantly shifting side to side. You know, if you're the opposing coach, you know, you're watching, holding your breath, because you know how he can break it.
1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns a season ago for Tanner Keller as a sophomore.
And he's, stepped in this year. He's also the punter. We saw that they were running any number of different fakes off their punt formation. So Coach Bakken's got a few things in his bag of tricks yet.
Well, with 1 second left, once again they'll go with that trips formation here to the near side. Miller will line up as a wing here on the near side. Will Ketterhagen in the slot along with Zielinski. Schauer will toss. Coming to the near side is Keller, and he'll be wrapped up at the 35-yard line. Frank Gentile able to make the stop, and that will end our first half here in Waterford. Exciting ball game. Each team with an important drive. The big play of the game was the Will Ketterhagen 70-yard reception that got Waterford back into this 7-all tie. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, Badgers and Wolverines tied at 7, halftime on My 24.
Surprise.
Welcome back to our halftime report here on the Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular. 7-all tie here in the Southern Lakes Conference opener for Lake Geneva Badger and Waterford tonight. Well, tonight we'd like to highlight some special student athletes as we're proud to present this week's Scholar Athlete of the Week nominees. And this week's nominee from Lake Geneva Badger is Brandon Bernardo. Brandon competes in football and track. 3.95 GPA, qualified for sectionals in track in the pole vault and the 4x100. He currently holds the school pole vault record. Brandon gives back to his community by being part of the Brookwood Middle School's peer advisors. And from Waterford, our nominee tonight is Alex Ox. Alex participates in football and powerlifting, has done track, He has a 3.5 GPA, is an AP Scholar with honor, along with being an international powerlifting silver medalist and national teen record holder. Alex Oakes is a caretaker at the MDA summer camp and does assorted volunteer work in the greater Rochester area. Congratulations to Alex and Brandon, this week's Scholar Athlete nominees. To the sideline we go, Mr. Mike McGivern.
So, guys, each week we meet people that volunteer their time. And these are my two new favorite, the Ticket Girls, Mary and Heather. They've been doing this a long time. How long have you been doing this?
About 22 years.
And why? You have kids that had gone to Waterford?
I did have one graduate from Waterford in 2003, was a football player, baseball player.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'll tell you what, as long as I've been doing this, nobody I've known has said no more than this girl right here. She's like, please don't put me on TV. You know what, I appreciate you guys volunteering and doing the things that you do here at Waterford. This is a special community.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you want to look at that
Sorry.
camera?
Yes, it is.
How long have you been doing this, and why do you do it?
10 years, and it's fun.
Now, you guys, the police officer there that was checking, making sure you guys weren't taking any of the money, I didn't think that was necessary, but I think you guys done a great job. Yeah, both these guys watch around the corner, and I appreciate that. That's one of your favorite shows, I hear?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that's good. The Ticket Girls, man, you can't beat. They're a lot more fun when the camera's off, I'll tell you that. Back to you, boys.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. I'm glad they watch around the corner as well. 7-7 here in Waterford tonight. Lake Geneva Badger and the Waterford Wolverines. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. And welcome back. Our halftime report continues here on the Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Waterford and Badger knotted up at 7 here at the half. Some great folks out here. A lot of neighbors out here tonight. Good to see them turning out for this game here tonight. Time for our U.S. Army interview. To the sideline we go, Mr. John Pearson.
Well, it's absolutely the reason we feel really, really safe. The Army's out here taking care of us every week, and we try and take care of them in ways of spreading the word about opportunities that come with that kind of service. With the Army Staff Sergeant Colton Harris joins me now, and options seems to be the theme in terms of what you're trying to get across to guys. What are the options as opposed to probably what the image of it is a lot of students would have?
Yeah, so normally the way we do things is we kind of like to ask questions when somebody walks through our door for the first time. We got the Army Reserve, which is kind of your part-time service. It's more geared towards people who want to go to college. They still serve part-time, or maybe even somebody who's a little bit older who's got a full-time job that they don't quite want to give up. Still allows them to serve part-time 1 week in a month. And then we've also got active duty, which is kind of your traditional, which everybody kind of thinks of at first glance. Stationed anywhere around the world, several places in Europe, Hawaii, Alaska, Japan, Korea, all over the place. So.
Now, you carry yourself in a very confident and strong way, but to also be just a guy who's talking to them, how important is it you're just talking as opposed to you're reading from a script of what they need to do for their future?
I kind of just try to take it to where when I walk through my recruiter's door, how I would want to be talked to. It's pretty easy being kind of a Waterford. We even have Lake Geneva, so a lot of small towns. I'm from a small town myself, so it's pretty easy to kind of just talk like a normal person. I'm not really anything super special. I'm just an average guy who walked through a door one day, and 9 years later, here I am.
And serving your country. That's kind of special right there. And plus, the cool hat is a part of it as well. I mean, there were kids actually remarking on the hat when you walked over and said, I guess I have to wear the hat. But that's a part of it as well.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like you've got to, look good if you're going to wear the uniform, so might as well do it right.
All right, and I guess if there's a message beyond the options and all that, to what is the number one thing, I guess, if you're out with a student who maybe you can see is wondering if they should come up and talk to you, what do you try and get across?
I just want them to make sure that it's ultimately their decision. We will not force anybody to do something against their will. We're just kind of providing information. We enjoy sitting down with parents. A lot of times, somebody who's 17 or 18 has different questions than parents would. A lot of times kids just will ask, oh, how much do I get paid? Whereas parents are going to ask, oh, how's insurance? How's education benefits? So I enjoy sitting down with both at the same time because everybody's going to ask different questions.
All right, thank you, Colton and Sergeant. And again, for more information, obviously you can look up the U.S. Army. Is there a website you would recommend for them to reach out to?
Roger, it's just Go Army. We're out of Burlington also, so if you're local in the area, our center's out of Burlington, right over there by Tractor Supply and Dollar Tree and everything over there.
All right, guys, drop and give me 20.
All right, John, thank you very much. Staff Sergeant Colton Harris, our U.S. Army interview tonight. Well, this week's Games to Watch. We're keeping an eye on some big games brought to you by the Big 920 WOKY. Games to watch tomorrow night include another crossover, Muskego, Brookfield East.
Brookfield East lost a tough game to Marquette last week. Muskego's been rolling, so it'll be a real interesting matchup.
Lake Country Lutheran, we're going to see them later on this season. They're taking on Lakeside Lutheran.
They've been really piling up the yards this year. They made it all the way to the championship game last year.
And the team both coaches talked about as being in the mix for the conference title, Burlington, is in Union Grove.
Right, and this is going to be a 4-team race, and if anything like this first half, these teams are evenly matched, I guess, contrary to what we might have expected.
On the Big 920 game of the week this week, it's a college special in Madison. That's on 9:20 a.m. or the iHeart Radio app, keyword the Big 920. Western Kentucky, the Hilltoppers taking on the Badgers.
Badgers, a lot of preseason hype. Fans are eager to see if they're going to deliver.
Halftime here in Waterford, 7-all between Waterford and Lake Geneva Badger on My 24. Halftime continues here on the Heiser Automotive Group's Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Here are the highlights of this first half. Wolverines pretty much have taken the run game away from Badger. It's been the passing game that has helped.
And they've found some interesting ways to get the ball out to their wide receivers, but DeMay sneaks in for the touchdown.
That made it 7-0 Lake Geneva. But Waterford on the very next possession came right back, and it was the big playmaking ability of Will Ketterhagen.
Now, you pointed out the excellent fake by Schauer, hits Ketterhagen.
In stride, and Ketterhagen on his own picks up another 20 yards, dancing between tacklers, taking it down to the 10, a 70-yard reception, and that set up Tanner Keller. 2-yard run, able to get that one in to tie our game at 7-all. Exciting first half here in Waterford tonight. Once again, down to the sideline we go, John Pearson.
Well, guys, it's a great night, and a big reason these games are so great is we have an amazing title sponsor this year. Heiser Automotive Group has made it a fantastic experience. They've been around more than 100 years. We're 10 years into Thursday Night Lights, and having these guys involved with it is great. Honesty, transparency, and integrity has been what has pushed these guys. The family is there. When you go to a Heiser location, you see a Heiser family member most of the time right there. And of course they are saying that they have a big Labor Day sale. John and Terry, I don't really want to spoil the surprise that John has for Terry, but I know that John went over to a Heiser and bought you a car earlier today, and it's waiting right out back. So it's very exciting, and we're so glad to have Heiser Automotive Group all year long on Thursday Night Lights.
Easy to do, Terry. Weiser and Heiser, we go together. So.
But I didn't know Heiser had a Yugo on the back lot. So.
We'll take one more break, and we will come back with stats and our second half right after this. Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights in Waterford tonight. We're tied at 7. Ryan Horvat, our fine statistician, those are his numbers. What do we see?
Well, I think we're a little surprised. I think we were anticipating a little bit more offense out of Waterford, and we have to credit what Lake Geneva's been doing, and by the same token, you can see that the passing yardage has helped Badgers stay in the game. They've only got 110 yards rushing.
Well, those 93 by the Wolverines, 70 of them on that one completion to Ketterhagen.
And you do see 11 first downs for Lake Geneva. A couple of those early drives, they were getting that momentum we talked about at the outset.
Second half keys here for both teams?
Well, I imagine Coach Bakken has said, okay, we sleepwalked through part of that first half. So now we've got to make our offense get going. I think we'll see a few more misdirection plays out of Waterford. I think for Badger, they're going to keep doing what they started trying to do, run the ball, but I think they might try to, maybe fake a little bit to set up a pass play off that option. Can they work that well?
Tanner Keller and Dominic Miller standing deep. This will be Grant DeMay handling kickoffs tonight. Josh Tadeo is participating in a soccer match tonight.
Right, yeah, he is, that was his first sport, so he kicks when he can for the football team.
DeMay kicks this one away. It will bounce. Keller out across the 25, fights his way to the 26-yard line. Return of 22. Jacob Schmela coming in and making the tackle. The Czech Republic exchange student making that stop.
That's something we find out throughout the state. These foreign exchanges come over. They might wind up playing basketball. Some of them will come out for track, and in this case, a football player.
Again, we're live online. Log on to my24milwaukee.com. Click on the Thursday Night Lights link. You can find complete game videos and photos from this season's games. my24milwaukee.com. First run of the second half out to about the 30-yard line. Miller coming up making the play for Badger defensively. Mazzaroni.
At that time we saw an excellent drive block by Trevor Pye, one of the 2 300-pounders that Waterford has in that offensive line.
Yeah, the slim one in there is Gossel, the center, at 235. 2nd and 4. Toss. Miller trying to get the edge. Ran right into Nathan Kramer, the inside linebacker. Did a nice job stringing it out, taking that edge away.
Yeah, and Jock Zielinski came up and forced that play back to the inside, allowed him to teammate to come underneath and make that tackle.
3rd and 4 for Waterford. Just underway, third quarter. Cole Weinkoff split here to the near side for the Wolverines. Play fake by Schauer. Dumps it out, complete. Little stutter step. Will he get the first down? No. Great, still on his feet. Did not go down. How did he do that? Was Ketterhagen making his second reception of the game, kept his balance and got popped pretty good. I think it was Will Fall who made the tackle, and Ketterhagen coming out.
Yeah, Ketterhagen had a problem with his shoulder and was held out of last week's game. May have re-injured it there.
Refused to go to the ground, and I think it was that hit there by Lazzaroni who came in. May have re-injured that shoulder. He's being checked out here on the near sideline. It is enough for a first down. First downs this quarter brought to you by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all. Another nice power run here by the Wolverines. Once again, it's Tanner Keller, Hayden Foreman making the tackle for Badger.
You're seeing that line start to get that surge Coach Bakken was expecting from them.
Pickup of 6 by Keller, 2nd and 4 from their own 44. Each team with a turnover tonight. Schauer almost turned it over there on the play fake. Keller kept that one alive. That was dangerous play there. If we get another look, actually put it on the hip, the right hip of the ball carrier. Gaber Pullen in on the stop for Badger. Short of the first down, gain of 3, sets up 3rd and 1.
Yeah, I can see that Schauer was reaching, and Keller's got that quick first step.
Now officials are stopping play. I think they're going to measure this here. See, what are they going to do? Brian Henson, the referee, stop play here. Now he'll wind it. 3rd and inches here. And enough surge for the first down. Tanner Keller able to get that extra surge across the midfield stripe for the Gruber Law Office's first down. Hayden Foreman again there on the tackle.
You bring either Keller or Miller from that wing position. They get it back. They're almost in an eye then at the snap of the ball, get that fullback lead and get that surge from the offensive line.
Stay tuned at the end of the game tonight. We will highlight our player of the game, brought to you by the United States Army. Army Strong. From the Badger 49, 1st and 10. Inside counter met immediately is Dominic Miller, and he is driven all the way back to the 45 of Waterford. Again, Hayden Foreman right there to blow that play up.
Yeah, Foreman's been alternating in there a little bit in place of Kyle Friend, who's also playing on offense. And that's, I think, his second tackle this evening.
Loss of 4, 2nd and 14. Let's head back to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
So, guys, William Ketterhagen, I'm watching him on the sidelines, shoulders hurting a little bit. He's waving off the trainers. I think he'll be back in soon.
Good observation, Mike. Thank you. 2nd, 14 here for the Wolverines. They'll toss. Halfback option. They're going to throw it out. Man is out there through his hands. Incomplete. Intended for Zielinski. The split end. I saw a little bit of that in practice on Monday.
Right, and once again, when you expect a team to run all the time, all of a sudden the back pulls up. Oftentimes the defense is come running up to stop the run, and you've got that guy breaking through back end.
It was Zielinski getting a step on Hodgkowicz, the defensive back for Badger. Now 3rd and 13 for Waterford.
Yeah, key 3rd down here. Badger, we've seen Waterford keep the ball. We're running time off the clock.
Third and long from their own 47. Inside handoff. Nice run up the middle that time. Tanner Keller. Short of the first down, but gets it to the 45 of Badger. Lazzaroni, linebacker, with the tackle.
All right, Mr. Heiser. Think we'll see a fake punt here? Based on what we watched them practicing on Monday, well, could be, but we'll see. It's
not out of the realm when you saw that last pass by Keller.
Yeah, not the formation they were using for their little counter play.
They'll just kick it straight away. Left foot of Keller. Through the hands. Waterford down. They may have it. Hodgkowicz had trouble, and Waterford recovers. Big mistake by Badger on the punt. Hodgkowicz, normally reliable, the junior back there, had trouble with this punt.
And there's that turnover demon that has been befuddling the folks at Lake Geneva this year.
Eric Rowe on special teams, able to get down and on it at the 11-yard line. They'll officially spotted at the 12, 1st and 10, Waterford. 2nd turn tonight by Badger. Keller over the right side to the 5-yard line. Run up a 7 that time for Tanner Keller.
Yeah, Coach Bakken likes to move Keller around. You sometimes see him at the wing, sometimes in that fullback position. We haven't seen Dominic Miller carry the ball very much this evening.
Getting back to that takeaway, that's 9 turnovers now by Badger in the 2+ games this season.
Right, and that really can take the wind out of the sails of your team.
Keller, the single back. He'll get the call. Bounces off one would-be tackler to the goal line. Touchdown, Waterford. 2nd touchdown tonight for Tanner Keller, his 5th of the season. And Waterford, their first lead tonight.
You can see that there's a little bit more fire, a little bit more spirit. You do see the drive blocking there by that offensive line.
Jake Francisco, Alex Oakes, Adam Gossel, Trevor Pye, and Boyd Biggs. And the kick is no good. Wide left. Let's see if that plays a role in our game here tonight. 13-7 in favor of Waterford. Their first lead tonight will break away. This is Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights, presented by U.S. Cellular on My 24. Wolverines convert the muff punt into 6 points, and they take a 13-7 lead here in Waterford tonight. For all of the info on the green and gold, including special guests, players, and more, watch Locker Room Tuesday nights at 9 on My Place for Sports, My 24. This is Rice. Across the 25, stood up at the 30, still on his feet. And goes down near the 31-yard line. Wes Piddlecow able to come in and make the tackle.
And they're trying to show us a shot here of the offensive lineman. Coach Dan Norwick is the offensive and defensive line coach. He also is their powerlifting coach. And you heard mention of Alec Oakes, his success in powerlifting. That bench must be reinforced because that's a lot of beef sitting on there.
Badger will take over at the 31, midway through our third quarter. Dumais, fullback dive, nothing there. Boy, the Waterford defense has been up to snuff on that one. Hunter Rosinski finding tough sledding between the tackles tonight. Eric Olson credited with the stop.
Yeah, early going, they had that play gaining some yards, but Waterford has come back and adjusted.
They were working on run blitz on Monday to fill the gaps, and again, using those splits and keeping an eye on how wide, as you mentioned, Badger will widen those out at times. They'll work out of the eye here. Again, fullback dive, and again, nothing there.
You know, defensive,
Boyd Biggs immediately there.
Defensive coaches are going to talk to you about what they work on with that run fit during the week. You know, what linemen are taking that gap, what's the linebacker got to do as he reads the first two steps of that offensive line, see where that ball's going, and they're doing an excellent job coming up and plugging those holes.
Jacob Schmea in there now. Schmela from the Czech Republic, an exchange student. He's brought the play in. He's lined up wide to the right. On 3rd and 9, Dumais wants to throw, comes back near side. Catch is made. Lost yardage back near the 36-yard line. Let's see if they'll give him forward progress. Zielinski making the tackle. Hodges on the reception, and I believe he's still going to be short. They're actually going to move it back a yard, so it'll be 4th and 3. So he made the attempt after the catch to try and gain the extra yardage, so bring up a punt situation here for Badger.
We saw Waterford drilling, not jumping offside, because Lake Geneva, oftentimes their linemen will go from a 2-point down to that 3-point stance.
4th down, Dumais to punt. And he will kick it away off the side of his foot. It will roll dead at the 41-yard line. 22-yard punt, so excellent field position off the exchange for Waterford with just over 3.5 to play here in the third with momentum with the Wolverines.
Mr. Momentum has played a factor here. Waterford, you know, had that long draw, and kind of took command at the beginning of the quarter, and they're continuing now.
1st and 10, Waterford from their own 41-yard line. Schauer looking to pass, fakes, they'll hitch and go, coming back near side, and it's thrown incomplete, looking for Zielinski. Going right into our featured interview here with John Pearson. John, what do you have?
All right, guys, in the pregame show, we talked to Joe Schauer about it not being the most glamorous position, quarterback, because they don't exactly throw a lot, but then he throws a couple beautiful throws, almost hitting you here. Yeah. What is it like to when you've got a kid that can throw the ball, and yet the the school does. It's a running team.
Yeah, well, Joe's a pretty humble kid, and really all he wants to do is contribute and be sure that he's doing his part to be the chief on the offense and really orchestrate everything on the field. And if he can get a couple passes in there, he works hard at it. He did put a lot of work in over the summer and all year long lifting and throwing. And if he can do his part, that's all he wants to do.
And you coached a lot of these guys. To see him putting it together here, how successful is that? Oh, he broke it here. I think we got ourselves a touchdown. We do.
That's a good way to end it right there. So, yeah, good. It's awesome seeing these guys. I coached them for years, and it's good to see these guys come together.
We can't top that, guys.
All right, John, thank you so much. A 59-yard touchdown run on the double handoff.
We had talked about Dominic Miller not seeing the ball that often, but you start to concentrate in Keller, where he can get that handoff. And in the pregame show that John did, talking to both of those players, Miller and Tanner Keller, they don't care who scores the touchdown, who gets the yards. They want to win. They're both contributing.
Now that missed extra point earlier is going to force Waterford to go for 2 here. Schauer will remain on the field. Got the play call in from Adam Bakken, the head coach. 59-yard run by Dominic Miller. And now they got to call a timeout. They took too long getting that play in. So first timeout of the half, charged to Waterford. Here's that play. Handoff to Keller, who hands it off to Miller. And Miller breaking 3-4 different tackles down the far sideline. 59 yards later, 6 points.
You can see that speed that Coach Hensler referred to, the fact that they've got size up front and in the backfield some excellent speed.
Timeout Waterford. Once again down to the sideline we go. This time Mike McGivern.
So guys on the Lake Geneva Badgers sidelines, after that fumble punt, heads gone down a little bit. Coaching staff trying to get them up on the Waterford sideline. Obviously a lot of excitement, trying to get this 2 points back, the missed field goal. And Adam Bakken's got something in mind here. Feeling really good about how that offensive line's been playing.
Very good point, Mike. Yeah, the Francisco, Oaks, Gossel, Pye, and Biggs, your offensive line for Waterford tonight. And boy, after that first touchdown to give them the lead, boy, the offensive line coach and his linemen high-fiving all 5 guys down the line.
Really fired up, and you can see it translate into the success they had in this series.
Going for 2 are the Wolverines. Larson is the fullback in there, 2 wings, wing in motion. Keller, they'll give it to Larson. Larson, second effort, trying to fight his way to the goal line. And he's in for 2. What a job by Aaron Larson to keep those feet moving. And again, the big boys up front, pile blocking, driving that line back.
I think Aaron Larson's primary role in that offense is as a lead blocker. And so he's really, enjoying this bit. And a real hard-nosed, tough kid.
Extra effort. Guys picking themselves up off that offensive line, fighting for that extra yard. And Larson, for the 2-point conversion, makes it 21-7 Waterford.
We had mentioned during the half that when we went out to the Badger practice, even though they were 0-2, how positive their coaches were as they worked with the kids, talking about this being a process. And, Mike just mentioned, after that fumbled punt, a little bit of the air went out of the balloon.
Listen to the Wendy's Varsity Blitz Show presented by your local Pick and Save stores this Saturday morning starting at 10. Mike McGivern and Ryan McMillan will be talking to Mike Grenowich, the head coach at McWanago High School from Fond du Lac. His first year at McWanago. He'll be in the studio that Saturday morning at 10 on Sports Radio 105.7 FM, The Fan. A fired up Waterford sideline. We thought first team to 21 tonight would be in a pretty good spot. Waterford leading by 14. Duran's kick is going to fall short. Adkowitz out across the 25-yard line. Jake Middlestadt working special teams as well tonight, able to make the tackle. Once again, special thanks to Dan for providing the wonderful food each week for our Thursday Night Lights staff and crew. Check them out at dandanmke.com for the complete menu and delivery options. Those chicken wings were spectacular tonight, by the way.
Real danger to my fashion model figure, that's for sure.
First and 10 Badgers from their own 25. And again, they try that quarterback, pulled it out, Dumais, and he gets out across the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. Late pull-out decision that time by Dumais, working with the fullback, Rosinski.
And once again, they blitzed those two backers inside, trying to plug up all those holes.
Middlestat was there, Jake Middlestat making the tackle for Waterford. Gain of 5 sets up 2nd and 5 for Badger. 2:45 to go here in the third. 2 quick touchdowns here by Waterford, and they lead it by 14.
And we mentioned how the Badger offense is not one that can score points quickly.
They'll toss it. Rice around the far side, gets the first down shy of the 40-yard line.
Rice is showing that little burst, both on returning kicks and on a couple of those pitches.
Again, 34 is Rice for Burlington, or for Badger, I should say. Lahenna is number 32
Both
for the Badgers. That was that number switch that Coach talked to Hensler told us about at practice. So Gruber Law Office's first down for Badger from their own 39. And they fake the fullback. They'll pitch it out. Rice trying to string it out down the near sideline, and he is wrapped up. Good pursuit that time by Ketterhagen to pull him down. Gain of about 4, 2nd down and 6. Clock rolling here, approaching 2 minutes to go in the quarter. So let's see what Badger puts together here. Hodges as a split end now out to the right side. The fullback is Rosinski. They'll fake. Dumais looking to throw, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker Covelli, out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Joe Covelli, honorable mention all-conference senior, with the 3rd takeaway by that Wolverine defense tonight.
And you can see just couldn't get enough steam on that ball. They did that dive fake to make it look like a run. Tried to get the pass out. Covelli just was improper drop. You can see a little bit of pressure through off his back foot. He wasn't able to step into that throw.
Underthrew John Linninger, the intended receiver, the tight end. And Covelli with the pick. 3rd takeaway tonight by Waterford. 1st and 10 Wolverines at the Badger 20. Keller around the left side. The far sideline gets to the 15 where he is driven down there. Connor Love, first one there for Lake Geneva Badger.
Well, 10 turnovers in less than 3 games won't make the Badger coaching staff very happy.
No. Again, ball security. That was something that was being talked about at practice this week. Being sure with the football. Gain of 6 sets up 2nd and 4 from the 15-yard line for Waterford. Schauer will pitch it back. Keller trying to get the edge near side. 5, touchdown Waterford. Tanner Keller, 3rd score tonight. And Waterford off and rolling now.
Yeah, defensive coordinator Mike Karonkowitz, his group in that first half really played well. But a couple of those miscues have really put his kids in a bad position, and Waterford's been able to come in and take advantage of it.
Little toss sweep to the near side. Keller running right into your living room in the near pylon near the coffee table for the touchdown.
Speed kills.
Yes. Durand for the extra point. He missed one earlier, gets a good snap. Schauer gets it down, and it is good. 28-7 late here in the third. Tanner Keller, 3 touchdowns tonight for the Wolverines.
Well, from the very get-go in the second half, we've seen Waterford on a roll and 21 unanswered points. Badger has not had a solution to that.
And it was the muffed punt that opened the floodgates here in this third quarter.
Right.
That led to the first score. Adam Bakken got to be feeling pretty confident right now. His goal this week was to get Badger to be one-dimensional. Wanted to take that run game, that inside run game away on the early downs, force them into the pass, and while the same token, get his offense into the end zone, build up a 2 or 3 score lead.
Yeah, and it's paid off. A new defensive coordinator for Waterford this year, Mike Saglin. Coach Bakken obviously is still able to have input because he loves defense, but the group has really got the team responding in this second half.
Durand to kick it off. Good foot into this one. He'll drive Hodkowitz back to his own 5. Off the 20, 30, down the far sideline, midfield. Hodkowitz, 2 men to beat, and he's pulled down from behind. Zielinski on special teams may have saved a touchdown.
You see that so often when a back fumbles that ball on a kick, puts it on the ground, and the defense tends to slow up for a second, and all of a sudden the guy bursts through before you know what's happened.
Nice recovery by Hodkowitz, takes it to the Waterford 40-yard line. 1st and 10 there. Rosinski as the fullback. They'll fake. Dumais wants to throw. Steps up, trying to throw. It's intercepted again. Coming down the near sideline with it. That's Zielinski. Zielinski across midfield with a convoy. Will take it to the house. Josh Zielinski, the senior, with a pick 6. And Waterford puts this one away here late in the third.
Got a couple of excellent blocks from his teammates to help make that touchdown return possible.
Four turnovers tonight by the Badgers. 13 points off those turns converted by the Wolverines.
And what had been a really close game totally turned.
Waiting for the football to get put back in play here.
Now the ball boy kind of went away from the crowd and coach is chasing him down.
Zielinski with the pick 6 for the Wolverines. Durand to tack on the extra point. The kick is blocked. So missed extra point. Looked like Zachary Brum got in there, got a hand on it for the Badgers. And that will end our third quarter here in Waterford. 34 unanswered by the Wolverines. They trailed 7-0. They lead 34-7. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights on My 24. .80-yard interception, pick 6 for Josh Zielinski, and Waterford on their way, lead at 34-7 to start this fourth quarter. And this is Mitch Rice, short of his own 30-yard line, getting down there. Dominic Miller working special teams. You mentioned hadn't touched the ball much, but He's seen some action on special teams, gets the tackle.
Now we saw his touchdown run, and you know, you're not just a one-dimensional player for Waterford.
Adam Bakken, he knows how important this game is. His schedule, he's Wilmot next week, Burlington the week after.
Yep, the two other teams that are figured a challenge for the Southern Lakes crown.
Of course, Badger has Burlington next week and then Wilmot, so it's all first 4 weeks of conference, very interesting. Well, let's see what Lake Geneva can do here. This is Clifford, hands it off. Rosinski, big hole, 11-yard pickup. Kempkin on the stop. One of the few times tonight that fullback dive has worked for Badger.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if we've got a couple new guys in for Waterford yet in terms of that defensive front.
Again, this is Connor Clifford. He and Dumais have been alternating back and forth. And again, big hole Rosinski across midfield to the Badger, or to the Waterford 45. Jake Kempkin, his second straight tackle.
And sure enough, you see a couple of the starters coming back in for Waterford. By the same token, Coach Hensler, it's extremely important that his team responds and starts to, you know, get some feel that they can be successful.
This has been the part that Coach Bakken has been worried about last couple of seasons, competing to the end. Another big hole. Mitch Rice, far sideline. Rice inside the 20. Stopped shy of the 10-yard line. Will Ketterhagen again able to save a touchdown there.
We've seen him with some real burst tonight, both returning kicks as well as offensively.
Simple misdirection there, and Mitch Rice off to the races down the far sideline, and just as quickly, Badger now with a 1st and goal. Clifford gets them set. And there was movement up front.
Ball foul. Snap infraction.
Start
on Badgers.
against the Badgers.
5-yard penalty. Repeat first
It was
down.
interesting. I was going to mention at halftime, before the team, as the teams were leaving the field, Coach Bakken was talking to the officials, and I think it was about that play where Rice kind of lines up in a slot, picks up his foot, turns toward the line, then starts to circle backwards, as if to simulate a play forward, trying to draw the defense offside.
Right. You know, and you're telling your defensive lineman, of course, you're trying to key the ball, but sometimes you are.
Toss to Rice around the left side. Out of bounds near the 12-yard line. The line of scrimmage, Jake Middlestat making the tackle, a senior defensive end.
Yeah, we talked about what a strength he is for them out at that defensive end. You know, probably is about his 4th tackle, I think, of the game.
His 5th.
5th.
Rice coming out here for a breather. Nathan Kramer will come in at fullback. Also Schmela back in there now, number 24. Rosinski the fullback, single back here. Fake the toss, Clifford rolling to his right under pressure, dumps it through the hands of the tight end, Lindinger, incomplete. Broken up on the play by, guess who, Willie Ketterhagen.
Nice little roll. A couple guys breaking across, but not quite able to make that connection.
But again, the pressure forcing Clifford to get rid of that football on the run. And we got a clock problem here. So we're going to have to reset the clock here. So they'll reset the clock here, put 11 minutes even. 3rd and goal now for the Badgers at the 12-yard line. Again, Rosinski is the single back. They'll go 2 wings here. A late pitch by Clifford to Mitch Rice, and Rice Drilled out of bounds near the 5-yard line. Brings up 4th and goal here for Lake Geneva. We'll see if the defense can get their stop here. 4th and goal from the 7-yard line. Clifford gives it to Hodges, and he's wrapped up in the backfield. May have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Webb and Middlestat, both there. One more look there. Somewhat surprised they went to the outside. They had gone there the last couple of times. Maybe go back inside, Terry, with the fullback?
Well, I think given how they've been playing the run, you almost are forced to try to pass when you've got that much distance to cover. But once again, that's not their MO in terms of what Lake Geneva Badger does the best.
So Waterford takes over at their own 7-yard line. 4 takeaways tonight by Waterford. It has led to 14 points and a 34-7 lead. Handoff. Met in the backfield is Miller, and he's driven down for a loss. A few times they've got Waterford on a loss on a run. It'll be a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Drew Leskowski got in there. Sophomore outside linebacker. So 2nd and 12. Just outside the 6-yard line for Waterford. Movement up front. Looked like the left tackle, Jake Francisco, may have jumped his stance there. False start penalty.
Nate Kramer started to bluff a little bit of a blitz. Jake Francisco reacted, got off head of the count.
So half the distance, moves it back inside the 5. Try and run it up left side, second effort. Aaron Larson had a 2-point conversion in the 3rd quarter, takes it out to the 10-yard line. Bernardo able to make the tackle. Oh, we have some talent in the stands there. Look at that. That's what we got.
Okay.
Not only are they very intellectual out here at Waterford, but very talented.
Very creative.
Very creative. So 3rd and 9. Ball at the 10-yard line. Inside handoff, fighting forward to the 15. Boy, he was one block away from getting that first down. Was Keller. Hotkowitz was there, along with Brum. So 4th down, Waterford will punt. Clock rolling here, 8:25 to go in the ball game. So they got the stop, but unable to move the sticks. The false start penalty essentially killing that drive for the Wolverines. Tanner Keller into punt. Left footer got that one up, a pop-up. Clears the 30 and will angle out of bounds at the 33, just a 17-yard punt. So Badger will get good field position here, trying to get back into this ball game with 8 minutes to go, trailing 34-7. Well, brought to you by Sweetwater, our watershed moment of the game tonight. It was early in the 3rd quarter on a punt. Ikovic had to go through his hands. Wolverines were able to recover. That set them up at the 12, and 2 plays later, Keller powered his way into the end zone to give Waterford their first lead tonight, and they've added to it. Clifford throwing on 1st down, far side, intended for Hodges, defended by Zielinski. Zielinski with a pick 6 tonight.
Yeah, that fumble, really kind of started things in motion backwards for Badger.
So the watershed moment of the game highlights a game-changing moment, reminds us that you can be a game changer in your watershed. When it rains, stormwater washes litter, yard waste, chemicals, and other debris into our rivers and lakes. Visit respectourwaters.org to learn what you can do to prevent water pollution. Work the fullback up the middle. Gaber Pullen got some early touches in the first quarter. Pittleco made the stop. West Pittleco for the Wolverines. Brings up 3rd and 5 for Badger.
Yeah, once again, that injury bug, I think, has struck Badger again. You see Rosinski out of the game once again.
Gaber Pullen is the fullback. He'll get the call. He stopped shy of the first down near the 26-yard line. Again, Pittleco able to make the stop. Sets up 4th and 3. Clock continues to roll here. 7:10 to go in the game. Again, they give it to Gaber Pullen, and Pullen gets it inside the 20-yard line for the first down. Again, first downs here in the fourth quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Pittlecow with a nice game tonight. He has 6 tackles.
Yeah, another one of those juniors. Number of underclassmen playing for Waterford this evening.
So 1st and 10 at the 19 for Badger. Again, they'll pitch it this time. The quarterback Clifford to Rice, and Rice gets to the far sideline, stayed in bounds inside the 10-yard line. Dominic Miller finally got him to the boundary for the Wolverines.
Yeah, Rice has probably been their most dynamic runner this evening.
Take it all the way down to the 9-yard line. Be 1st and goal here, Badger once again. And this is, again, Gaber Pullen into the end zone for the touchdown for Lake Geneva Badger. Got through Willie Ketterhagen that time. Able to punch it in. So Cole Gaber Pullen, a junior, 6 foot, 222 pounds, gets the touchdown for Badger.
And this is against, Waterford's starting defense for the most part. So, here you've got a defensive lineman stepping in, filling in for the injured Rosinski, and the Badgers got something they can look to as a positive.
Dumais on to kick the extra point, and we got movement up front. Ryan Henson, the referee, having a long discussion. Encroachment on the defense here. They'll decline the penalty. They'll retry the extra point. Again, Tadeo, Josh Tadeo, the normal kicker, not here tonight, and Dumais misses that one wide left. 34-13, just over 6.5 minutes to go here in the fourth. We will take a break. Our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular, Waterford in control. Badger gets in the end zone, but they trail 34-13 midway through our fourth quarter in Waterford tonight. Tuesdays this fall, see how the officers of District 21 catch criminals on the mean streets of Chicago. Watch Chicago PD Tuesday nights this fall on My 24.
Waterford up a little bit, anticipating possibility of an onside kick.
Waterford will recover here. Coming around the near side. Cole Weinkoff with the return. Nathan Kramer on special teams, able to make the stop. This Badgers scoring drive, 6 plays, just under 2 minutes. Gaber Pullen with the 5-yard touchdown run.
Another one of those juniors for Lake Geneva Badger. Also a young team.
Well, this is what this team was built to do here for Waterford, and that's grind down the clock. Let's see if they get after the sticks here a little bit. Schauer will lead them up. Coming around the far side, out near the 40-yard line, and a nice little run. Keller again, nice run. Nickel there on the stop. Keller with 3 touchdowns tonight for Waterford.
Yeah, probably up about 130-yard mark or so right now for Keller.
9-yard pickup, just shy of the first down. 2nd and 1. Tell you what, just a junior. He was all conference last year as a sophomore. 1,259 yards and 16 touchdowns a year ago for Keller. He's already got 6 on the season, 3 here tonight.
Schauer watching the referee start to count down. They're using as much of the clock as they can.
Toss to Keller again. Keller gets the edge. Keller stiff arms his way across the 47-yard line. Jacob Heron along for the ride will get credited for the stop.
Now, when you're able to, run the ball inside as well as outside, you've now stretched that defense across the field, and that starts creating all kinds of opportunities. And Coach Bakken's not going to show a lot right now. He might throw one little wrinkle in just to give somebody something to work on this coming week, but for the most part, they just want to keep this clock moving.
Keller with a pickup of 12 and a first down for the Wolverines at their own 48-yard line. Again, first downs this quarter brought to you by Bryant and Stratton College Athletics. Inside handoff. Mahalik on the carry, 5'5" junior. Will Fall made the tackle for Badger. But again, middle of the field, grinding the clock down here.
At 5'5", you get behind that offensive line. Defense has no idea where you might be.
Yeah, 6'5", 6 foot, 5'11", 6'2", 6'2" across that front line.
It's also the width of those guys as well.
A couple of those guys, yeah. Francisco, the left tackle, 6'5", 305, very athletic. Again, Schauer waiting for the back judge to begin his countdown. Keller fights his way forward. Keller breaks free. Keller, 4th touchdown tonight for Tanner Keller. There is your exclamation point.
At this point, we can't call it the dagger because I think the outcome of this game was pretty clear once we saw Waterford go up by 2 scores.
4 scores tonight for Tanner Keller. He had 3 coming in. There you look at it again.
And you keep seeing that little sideward motion, keeps those feet churning.
Duran for the point after. This one's up, and it is good. 41-13, 55-yard run by Mr. Keller. Approaching that 200-yard mark, and 4 touchdowns tonight. And again, really the tide turned on the muff punt. Really, that's the whole momentum of this game shifted early in that 3rd quarter with Waterford recovering that muff punt at the 12-yard line.
Right, that close to your goal line that really set the stage for what has happened.
Again, the Wolverines will take on Wilmot next week. Badger has Burlington next week, and then in 2 weeks, Waterford takes on Burlington.
Yeah, you will determine perhaps the conference champion within the first 3 weeks of conference play.
Let's head down to the sideline and Mike McGivern.
Hey guys, so listen to Coach Bach and talk to the guys that are coming off second team players. And he is coaching them up as hard as he was coaching up the first team and not happy with some of their effort. Talking a little bit about the defensive line, offensive line, and really kind of getting into them to play a little bit harder. He said to a couple of kids, look, you're playing the way you practice. And that's what I talked about. Do not play the way you practice. Adam Bakken, he's coaching these boys up.
He worked hard Monday in practice when we were there for that same reason. This will be an onside kick. It's loose and recovered by Badger back at the 37-yard line. Mike, thank you very much. All season long, we have the opportunity to talk with sponsors, coaches, and other guests down on the sidelines, finding out what's going on in the schools and communities we visit. Our sideline reports brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. 18 carries, 192 yards, and 4 touchdowns for Tanner Keller tonight.
Yeah, Coach Bakken has to be much more pleased with the second half than was the first. You know, once he's got to Waterford, he's really turned this program around. He's run up a 61-20 record. He's a frequent visitor to the playoffs.
1st and 10 Badger. They're going to throw. Clifford through the hands of the tight end, incomplete. Liniger. Check that. 85 was the intended player, Will McKinney. Yeah, tough to, how do you beat your first year when you take the team to the Division II state finals in Madison?
Right.
How do you follow that up?
And they've just had the misfortune to run into some really tough teams.
Division
Last year
II
was Monona Grove.
Yes. I was talking with Dustin Haas, the Carthage football coach today, and that subject came up. It's just the concentration of all these good teams here in southeast Wisconsin. It's unfortunate teams like Waterford having to play Waukesha West right out of the chute, Brooks Central at the Division II level. And you've got these teams that are so strong in this part of the state that you've got good teams that can't get out of the first or second round when really they should be playing in the 4th round or getting to Madison.
And how many times has Lake Geneva Badger run into Franklin?
Yes. 3rd and 4. Clifford on the pitch. Good pitch. And the first down. I don't have a 27 on my roster.
Don't have a 27 for Badger.
Trevor Hancock will get credited with the tackle for Waterford. And that's a Bryant and Stratton College Athletics first down for Badger. Clock rolling, 3:50 to go in this contest. Gaber Pullen is the fullback. He gets the call and gets it up to that second level in a hurry. Once again, it is Trevor Hancock, a sophomore. Quite a few sophomores dotting this roster for Adam Bakken this season. Hancock 6'2", 180. Gain of 8, second down 2. Again, pulling up the middle. Will get the first down. Gaber Pullen, Cole Gaber Pullen, junior, 6 foot 222. He's been impressive tonight.
And a couple of new linemen in there for Badger. Number 75, Nathaniel Halpin, 5'10", 315. Travis Bates, number 78, another a junior, 6'3", 310. So, once again, Coach Hensler is still coaching, still having these guys look for some answers.
Kerry Glider, the split end, rolling over to the far side. And again, they'll give it to the big man, Cole Gaber Pullen, down to the 20-yard line. 13-yard pickup and another Badger first down.
Badger trying to run a little bit of hurry up, getting up to the line of scrimmage a little bit more quickly.
Well, we heard Coach Hensler talk in practice this week too of cleaning some things up, getting a little better day by day, and getting to that point where get some confidence back. And it's not It's not the, I wouldn't say it's not the coaching. It's not the coaching. It's just some of these mistakes. The turnovers really have hurt. I mean, they turned it over twice in the red zone last week against Bradford on what would have been touchdown scores. The big muff punt here tonight that set up a Waterford score that really turned the tide of this ball game.
Yeah, sometimes when you're a program that's had quite a bit of success, as has Badger, sometimes young guys start to think it's almost going to be automatic. And, so all of a sudden you get off to that slow start, doubt starts to creep in, and now those are the things the coaches have to combat. They've got to get these guys drawn together and try to get ready for next week's game.
Why not give it to Cole Gaber-Pullen? Fake the handoff. It was Clifford with the carry, but Gaber-Pullen went down. Trevor Hancock again with the tackle.
Hancock with the tackle. Second and goal.
Bring up second and goal here for the Badgers. See if they let Cole Gaber-Pullen finish this drive off. Nope, it'll be Clifford who will keep it and into the end zone for 6. Connor Clifford, 6'2", 195. Multi-sport athlete, a wrestler. Gets it in for the touchdown.
Yeah, good number of wrestlers on this Badger team, and conversely, quite a number of power lifters on the Waterford team.
Dumais for the extra point, and it is up and through. 41-20. 80 seconds to go here in this contest. So, we know a little bit more about these two teams now. Waterford's going to be 1-0 in the league, 2-1 overall. For Coach Hensler and Badger, when was the last time they went 0-3? We had a hard time figuring out when they were last time 0-2, but now they're staring at an 0-3. And you're one game down in your league.
You're already one down, and to try to get to 4 wins in your conference to qualify for the playoffs. There's the other thing that's at the back of your mind from the outset of the season.
8 plays, 45 yards. Clifford, the quarterback, with a 2-yard touchdown run. Waterford anticipating an onside kick here.
Last time they kicked kind of a dribbler between them. I don't know if that was intentional or mishit, so we'll have to see what they go for this time.
And the Wolverines with 10 within the 10 yards of the kick here. Gonna kick this one away. And just take the knee. Is Miller. Dominic Miller will take the knee back there with 1:16 to go. Waterford, as I mentioned, the next 2 weeks really going to tell the tale here. They've got Wilmot and Burlington coming up.
Got Burlington got their passing attack going again.
And they were here
year.
tonight. You saw the
Yes.
Demon players walking below us here, leaving the ballpark here.
And Wilmot, people have talked about what a strong defense that team has. So,
Tell you what, Adam Bakken has done a lot here for this football program when he took this over. It was a little sketchy when he got in here, and gone through a couple of coaches over the 4-year period there before he came in. And
chemistry teacher and working, and we're just going to take a knee, the victory, a so-called victory formation.
Very succinct and sarcastic in practice this week. I mean, that's the way he
doesn't yell.
No.
But he's able to get that little barb to let the guys know you're not doing quite what you need to do. And he'll point to some things tonight that certainly weren't going well. But his teams responded in the second half.
Knee taken here, one more, and we'll put this one away. Waterford will get to 2-1, 1-0 in the league. Wilmot on the horizon next week. Badger 0-1 in the league, 0-3 overall, will take on Burlington next week. Schauer takes the knee, and that will do it here tonight. Wolverines snap a 3-game losing skid to the Badgers here tonight as they knock off Lake Geneva Badger 41-20 and pass the early test here of this tough 3 weeks into the Southern Lakes schedule. Zielinski, I should say, with that 80-yard interception return, the recovery of the muff punt, led that. 4 turnovers tonight by Badger, cashed in for 14 points tonight by the Wolverines, and really that's your final margin, 41-20 tonight here in Waterford. Stay tuned, we've got our player of the game, we've got a trophy presentation coming up. Again, your final here tonight, our Heiser Automotive Group Thursday Night Lights presented by U.S. Cellular. Waterford over Lake Geneva Badger, 41-20. Waterford with 34 unanswered at one point, and they win going away tonight, 41-20, picking up the first league win of the season in the Southern Lakes. Get a game up on the Lake Geneva Badgers tonight with that victory. And so they're off to a 2-1 start. Badgers now fall to 0-3 on the season. Let's head down to the sideline for tonight's Player of the Game award by U.S. Army.
So guys, number 9, Tanner Keller. He played like crazy today, and he just said to me, hey, I'm a little nervous about this, man. Nothing to be nervous about. Heck of a game for you guys. Heck of a second half.
Yeah, it was a good second half. Usually they're a second half team, so we totally just stopped it and did good.
You know, this is a team that people in my business have been talking about, Tanner, because they talk about the toughness of Waterford, and it comes down from your head coach. You feel pretty good about this one. Got a tough game next week and the following week. You guys start come on now. You guys start out, especially in conference with some very difficult opponents. You feel pretty good about where you guys are heading.
Oh yeah. Wilmot should be a good challenge, but after that, it's pretty much simple.
There's some teams that are struggling a little bit after that. I agree with that. Sergeant Harris, you got something here for him?
Yeah, before we presenting the colors for the anthem, Badger was talking a whole bunch of trash over there, saying how you guys haven't beat them in 4 years. I'm a big underdog guy. You're both our high schools, but I was definitely rooting for you guys, so you guys killed it. Super proud of you. I don't think this one is up for too much debate. I think Keller got this one pretty handily. Had an awesome game, so on behalf of the U.S. Army, the player of the game, Keller, this one's all you, buddy.
There you go. Boys, back to you.
Mike, thank you so much. Tanner Keller, what a night tonight for the youngster, our U.S. Army player of the game. Here's the highlight package on Mr. Keller.
Yeah, gets that pitch, gets to the outside, and gets to that corner of the end zone when you're averaging 11 yards a carry. Having a successful night.
Came in with 3 touchdowns on the season, picked up 4 here tonight. And this is the most impressive one right here.
Right, he just kept bouncing to that outside, found that hole, and just took off. Also, you can see there he owes part of that trophy to his offensive lineman. They got that surge.
Our player of the game brought to you all season long by the United States Army. Army strong. Congratulations to Tanner Keller on a fine evening tonight. 192 yards and 4 touchdowns for the Wolverines. Just about set for our trophy presentation. Our trophy presentation brought to you by Rudig Trophies. When you think trophies, think Rudig Trophies. Once again, Mike McGivern.
So, Coach Bakken, 7-7 at half. Yep. Had a conversation with the boys a little bit at halftime, I would think, and much happier in the second half. You guys came out to play.
Much happier, obviously. We always have conversations at half, some a little more loud and clear than others. This one was actually, pretty calm. Just with the expectation of we got to do things every single play a certain way, no plays off, and we came out and you saw, I think we outscored them 21-0 or 20-0 the third quarter. I'm glad this was the team that finally got us back to beating Badger, because it's been 4 years since we beat them. So I couldn't be prouder of the guys, seniors especially. I'm glad those, running backs and that offensive line is on my team and nobody else's. Defense made plays. Joe made his deep throw when he had to. So they're not able to put 10 guys in the box. So it was a total team effort. Couldn't be prouder. And already looking forward to getting ready for Wilmot next week.
Coach, when I listen to your offensive line coach talk to the offensive line, when he talks, they listen. And I thought, I did. I would. You're right. He scared me a little bit because I was trying to listen in. And I thought they completely took over that game in the second half.
Yes. You could tell, like, up front, if you look at our line, they don't miss many meals. Okay, so you could see when they get going forward and use their pads and their strength the way that they should. We're able to move people. He's one of them. I mean, look at him.
Hey, man, you know what? I'm telling you, I was so proud of the way you guys took over in the second half. And I listened to some of the conversations. You felt pretty good about where your boys were in the second half.
We should have.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree. That's a man of few words right there. Hey, good luck the rest of the way. Well done. Don't let him say that about you boys.
He's got a little bit here, too.
Back to you.
Wow. Well, Alex Oakes was our scholar athlete and of the night tonight, our nominee for Waterford tonight, with a little poke at his head coach here tonight. But I guess that's all in fun because you pick up a win tonight, 41-20 over Badger. Back with a final word from Waterford right after this.